Do you think you know what human trafficking is? And if so, do you know the effects it has on U.S. and other international countries? Human trafficking is a forced fraud or coercion to compel a person into commercial sex acts, forced labor, forced criminality, and domestic servitude. Human trafficking is dehumanizing in many different ways. To solve this, we must learn what trafficking is, how to prevent trafficking, how to buy the proper product so we can stop film production to companies that traffic. Trafficking is because growing up I have heard of situations, people lives like this where they were exploited. Now it's a daily part of the world. I've researched to prevent it and people at risk and also how it affects the world around you. First, I'll describe how trafficking occurs, how it differs from smuggling and other form of illegal transportation, human transportation. I'll examine how to prevent trafficking from happening, and I'll discuss how trafficking affects everyday products you use. In order to understand this topic, we need to understand what trafficking is and the basic means of it. Trafficking is forced fraud or coercion for acts of forced labor, forced criminality, domestic servitude, forced marriage, forced organ removal, etc. When a person is forced to work or is put in an exploited condition, there is trafficking. It may be proposed as a job offer with money. When times comes, you're put in places where human conditions are awful to work in, which is fraud, because you're fraudulently telling a person something is something. Finally, coercion, which is a trafficker trying to make you come work for them by selling an idea. Some countries, human trafficking is common because the government have bigger issues, or maybe the country just does not care and need people or kids to produce products. Sometimes traffickers use all three of these, and they make that means use one no matter what. If you put a person in exploited conditions is trafficking, and it can occur in many ways, more ways you could think of. Sex trafficking, which is the most popular, occurs when women are forced to commit sexual acts as prostitution. Is against their own will. Sometimes it's their own free will. According to antislavery.com, statistically 51% of identified trafficker victims are women, 28% are children, 21% are men. 72 exploited in the sex industry are men. 63% of identified traffickers are men, 37 are women, and 43% of victims have all been trafficked within national borders. How it differs from another form of legal transportation such as smuggling. Smuggling is what most people get confused with. Smuggling is it can happen inside. It actually has to be international, and when you cross international borders with people such as trafficking, it is illegal. But to cross the international border makes it smuggling. And most of the time, in national borders, trafficking goes unnoticed. Now you're probably like, wow, that's crazy. But it's just the tip of the iceberg, and you need more to understand on how trafficking works. There are many different ways in which trafficking can happen. Most people believe poor people are just at risk, but there's plenty of demographics of life who are also at risk. According to National Human Trafficking Hotline, traffickers follow APM. Action means purpose. Traffickers recruit or transfer people, which is an action, so they can force them into work, the means for sex acts or labor, the purpose. Also, according to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, most people are trafficked are past substance abusers, mentally challenged, runaway, homeless youth, and they're trafficked because most traffickers make them feel safe. And in order to make the victims feel safe, they use dependency. What is trafficking used for, and how does it go unnoticed? Most people are trafficked for simple reasons to make another person money. Some people are trafficked on large scales when they may even be forced to commit crimes. Most trafficking goes unnoticed because they have had their family scared or accustomed to living an awful life, and it does not affect them anymore. Now you know how getting trafficked works. You now need to learn how to stop feeling companies who use these disgusting tactics to make money. Knowing where your product made is a big deal, especially when it's from places with poverty. According to James Mossbacher and Morris of CNN Business Perspective, over 148 goods made and brought to the U.S. from over 76 different countries are all at risk of being made by children, including tobacco and cotton from Burkina Faso. Also, that most people who escape trafficking from these places are from anywhere really. are to be re-exploited if they cannot find a proper job in these countries or in another place. When buying food international, you could help traffickers, especially if it's from Thailand, because most jobs are ran by human trafficking rings. One product which is trafficked most besides humans is seafood caught by children who are working illegally. Buying seafood from Alaska, Texas, and Louisiana are the best places to buy because it's caught legally and produced properly in our country. Today I focused. Today I discussed what trafficking is, how it differs from other illegal transportations of people. Secondly, I discussed how trafficking occurs, and most people don't know it comes from plenty walks of life and happen to anybody. I also discussed what trafficking is used for and which ways it goes unnoticed. Finally, discuss where you buy your products is a big deal, especially when coming from a country with high poverty. And when buying food international for low-income countries, you are always at risk of feeling a trafficking ring. Trafficking is dehumanizing, and in many ways, to solve this, we must put ourselves in another situation and think of it. And you must really want to put yourself in that situation because you want to know why somebody would be forced to commit crimes or do another person's work forcibly. Maybe it's because another person is lazy and can't get up off your rear end and do their own job.